Squilliam Fancyson. Squidward's arch rival from his band class. Basically overshadowed Squidward all his life. He's done everything that Squidward wanted to do and more. He's better at clarinet. He got a unibrow. I don't know if that's a plus, but his unibrow is his trademark, bro. He's way richer than Squidward. Y'all remember the show we did this house tour? Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. Squilliam got guap, bruh. This is a SpongeBob conspiracy theory about Squilliam Fancyson. And it said that he might be a fraud, bruh. That's what it said in the thumbnail. So could all this be fake, bruh? Does Squilliam really have all the sauce, all the aura that we thought he had? Let's find out. Shout out to Alex Bale. This is conspiracy theory number 1, Squilliam Fancyson.
Squilliam Fancyson! Squilliam Fancyson!
Squilliam Fancyson III is Squidward's rival from high school band class.
The third? He got a whole lineage, bro.
Squilliam Fancyson III is Squidward's rival from
third,
high school
bro.
band class.
So, I just took my private yacht across my private lake to my private heliport.
He's more wealthy, popular, and talented than Squidward, and he always rubs it in his face.
Yep.
That's right. I'm living your dreams, Squidward. Oh, just
He always finds a way to
succeeding in
break it
everything you failed in.
But I intend to prove that he's a fraud, using his wealth to make himself seem more popular and talented than he actually is. He goes to ridiculously extreme and expensive lengths to humiliate Squidward and show his superiority, and I'm gonna prove it. SpongeBob is one of my favorite shows from my childhood. Even going back
Mine
now
too.
and rewatching the old ones, it still holds up. You might think, it's just a kid's show, there's no continuity, there's nothing worth theorizing about, but the show constantly brings back characters and references to previous episodes, and if you look closely, you can connect the dots and find some very interesting stories. And today, I'm going to prove that Squilliam Fancyson III is a manipulative fraud. Evidence number 1, the pet hospital.
Okay,
We first
let's
meet
get it.
Squilliam in Season 2, Episode 15, Band Geeks.
This was
The
his
episode
first-
opens
this
with Squidward playing the clarinet and
I'm not gonna lie. What would y'all rank Band Geeks? Like in terms of all SpongeBob episodes? I'm not gonna lie. This may be biased. Band Geeks might be the best SpongeBob episode of all time. Not the funniest. Even though it is hella funny. There's so many funny moments in this episode. I didn't even know this was the first time we see Squilliam, but it makes sense. It's just rival from band class. But Band Geeks might be the best SpongeBob episode ever, bro. That bubble bowl, bro. That bubble bowl was too clean.
getting a knock on the door.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street, and I understand you have a dying animal on the premises.
Immediately after, Squidward gets a call from Squilliam.
Hello, you've reached the house of unrecognized
Unrecognized
talent.
talent.
Please start after the...
Sounds as though you've got a dying animal to attend to, eh, old chum?
I believe that not only was Squilliam spying on Squidward to know when he was playing his clarinet, but he also hired the doctor to come and embarrass Squidward.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street. Pet
do get the money.
hospital down the street.
We have never seen a pet hospital
Yeah,
in
but I say,
Bikini
they don't live
Bottom.
by a pet
We've only ever
hospital.
seen just the regular Bikini Bottom hospital. We've
Yeah.
seen this purple doctorfish before, but once again, he's never worked at a pet hospital. We've only ever seen him at the regular general hospital.
Well, Mr. Squarepants, it seems you have the suds. Are you ready for your treatment?
Then there's this green fish behind him, and we've only ever seen him as one of the many identical paramedics that work at the Bikini Bottom Hospital. We even see him at the end of the episode to take Squilliam away after fainting. So it is very likely that Squilliam hired these two and told them to pretend like they're from a pet hospital just to humiliate Squidward. But this is just the start of Squilliam's elaborate
Okay,
lies.
that's not light.
Evidence number two,
That's nothing
the
crazy.
bubble bowl. In the
Oh, here
same
we go.
episode, Squilliam also says,
I'm the leader of a big fancy band now, and we're supposed to play the Bubble Bowl next week. The problem is, I'm busy next week and can't make it, so I was
That's gotta be
hoping
cap.
you and
I just
your
real- I'm
band
just not
could
realizing
cover
that.
for
Keep
us.
lying.
but we've never
He ain't no
seen
leader of no
Squilliam's
band.
band before.
Yeah,
And
but say,
despite
where the
claiming
band
he's
at?
too busy to make it to the Bubble Bowl, he still
pulled
shows
up.
up at the end to watch Squidward's band. So both his excuse and probably his band were made up to pressure Squidward into humiliating himself at the
Nah, Squilliam, we on to you. We on to you. You a cap artist.
Bubble Bowl. Evidence number 3, Squilliam's friends. In Season 3, Episode 8, Squilliam returns, Squidward leaves for work and conveniently bumps into Squilliam and all of his fancy friends, despite Squilliam not seeming like the kind of guy that would come near the Krusty Krab. He and his friends make fun of Squidward for working as a cashier.
Hold it! Don't tell me! You're a cashier!
Don't lie. Lying always makes it
Squilliam's
worse.
always flaming.
But
this
I
nigga,
believe
bro.
that this encounter was planned out by Squilliam in advance, and he hired all of those people to pretend to be his friends. Take a look at Squilliam's friends. They're all nicely dressed, you kind of get the sense that they're fancy, high-status members of Bikini Bottom, but they aren't. This is more like what the fancy rich people in Bikini Bottom look like. These are just some regular
Yeah, I was
Bikini
about to say,
Bottom
these are regular
citizens.
pedestrians.
Most of them usually don't even wear nice clothes like this. And most of them are regulars at the Krusty Krab and would already know Squidward as a cashier.
My daddy doesn't have enough slime!
These are not the type of people Squilliam would hang out with. I mean, why would
got them on
Squilliam be
payroll,
hanging out
bro.
with one of Pearl's teenage friends? At the end of the episode, Squilliam even admits to his whole life being fake.
I made everything up about my life. I have no yachts, jets, or anything. I was only trying to impress you.
And then, of course, he quickly says he's just kidding.
Is that true? Of course not! I'm filthy stinking rich!
But was he kidding? I mean, obviously he's rich, but is there a nugget of truth in there? Evidence number 4.
He do got the money. That's the
statue.
only thing
In
he didn't
Season
lie
7,
about, so
Episode
that's like-
6,
we know he got
Squidward has to
bread.
pick up trash for community service,
That's about
and
it, though.
Squilliam once again conveniently bumps into him
can-
and reveals he's cleaned up.
Bro. You can have all the money in the world. You can still be a lame ass nigga though with all that money. I don't care. Money doesn't make you like not a lame, bro.
So much trash, the city actually built a statue of him.
This is out of
Maybe if you
pocket.
clean up Bikini Bottom, they'll
Didn't they make
build
a-
a statue
they made
of
a
you.
statue
Oh wait!
out of trash.
They've already built one. Of me! I cleaned up all of Bikini Bottom in only 1 week.
I believe that once again, this encounter was staged by Squilliam, and he actually paid to get that statue built. As Squilliam tells Squidward about the statue, a female fish admires it and says,
Bless you, Squilliam Fancyson. Bless you.
but if you remember, this is one of those friends Squilliam likely
it
paid,
is.
making her whole comment feel very fake. By the end of the episode, Squilliam's statue gets destroyed. A police officer approaches and they have this exchange.
This is your statue?
It was.
Squilliam admits that it's his statue, not the city's. And why else would the officer give him specifically a ticket if it was city property? Evidence number 5, the concert.
Hey.
In Season 6,
Yo,
Episode
Alex,
17.
Yo, Alex Bell, you did your research, bro. Shout out to you. You did your research.
Squidward watches Squilliam play the clarinet at a big fancy concert. He receives a standing ovation, causing Squidward to leave angrily. But I believe this entire concert is a scam. Not only has the audience been paid to cheer, but Squilliam never even touches his instrument. Once again, many of the audience members were part of Squilliam's quote-unquote friends,
Yo,
but we
Squilliam's
also
a
never
fucking
actually see
fraud.
Squilliam play the clarinet. The episode opens right after
Can he
he
even
finishes the
play?
performance with the audience cheering, and
Can
one
he
member
even
of the
play
audience
clarinet,
says,
bro?
He's such a great musician. He doesn't even have to touch an instrument to be brilliant.
maybe the real reason Squidward
Oh,
leaves
no,
so
you're on this dick. Oh my god, your dick right. Oh my god, your dick sucking. Your dick sucking. Oh my god. I know you got gills, but you need to come up to breathe. He's so good, he doesn't even need an instrument. He's just that great. Man, get off his nuts, bro. Get off his tentacles.
angrily is because the audience cheered for Squilliam even though he never even touched his clarinet.
He didn't even
Maybe
do shit.
Squilliam is just as bad as Squidward at the clarinet and he's trying to hide it.
He might
Squilliam
be.
has gone to some pretty extreme lengths just to humiliate Squidward, but
Hold
nothing,
on.
and I mean nothing,
Hold on.
compares to what he does next. Evidence number 6. The Music College. In the same episode, after Squidward leaves the concert, he's approached by the headmistress of the Bikini Bottom prestigious music college.
Oh yeah, it's when he opens up that
you
music
the
store. And they think this is Squilliam.
Fancyson the Third, who we all came here to see perform tonight.
She mistakes him for Squilliam and offers him a position as a professor. Squidward pretends to be Squilliam and
Bro, her old ass. Bro, do y'all not see that he doesn't have a unibrow? It's just straight forehead wrinkles.
teaches a class only for the police to burst in and arrest him, all while he's being filmed on live TV. And I believe that this is Squilliam's most elaborate and most expensive scheme to destroy Squidward both publicly and legally. This encounter where Squidward gets offered a job is already suspiciously convenient, but listen closely to their exchange.
I'm Squilliam Fancyson.
But didn't you just say a minute ago that your name was Squidward Cute? tentacles?
It is. No, I mean, no, I didn't.
Well, that's a relief.
Sweat like
I mean,
shit.
what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
What kind of moron would go to their own enemy's music recital? How does she know
How does she know that
Squidward and
they're-
Squilliam are enemies? If she knew who Squidward was, then why didn't she...
Oh, you're caught. You're caught. How would she know that? We don't even know her name. Nah. Squilliam. You're fake.
recognize
You're
him?
a
Why would she
phony.
mistake him for Squilliam? This feels way too much like she was hired by Squilliam to set a trap for
Bro,
Squidward.
this nigga
And
got
if that's
everybody
not
in
enough,
Bikini Bottom
the
on
headmistress's
payroll.
associate is literally just a guy from the paid audience wearing a disguise. He just threw on some glasses to seem smart. Squilliam knew
No
that Squidward
way.
couldn't resist the opportunity to teach a music class, even if it meant breaking the law.
My very own music class.
Then we get to the Bikini Bottom prestigious music college, and right off the bat, there's something very fishy about this place. The building itself is very
Yeah, look
green
at
and
that.
grimy and
That
has a
shit
very
dirty.
cheap metal look. Nothing about this says prestigious except for the big sign on top, which feels like the only new thing about this building. I think there is a very good chance
They
that
just found a
Squilliam just
random-ass
bought some
building in
old
the middle of
warehouse,
nowhere.
then stuck a
Yeah.
sign and some paint on it to disguise it as a college.
Oh my
I mean, look
God.
at these other schools in Bikini Bottom. They all have a very nice structure and a paint job, but this prestigious music college looks like a dumpster. Going into the classroom, not only does it have another one of Squilliam's friends, but if this is such a prestigious college,
Why
how
is
did
SpongeBob and
SpongeBob
Patrick in
and
this
Patrick get in
school?
here?
Would you two numbskulls mind telling me what you're doing in music class anyway?
Sure. Patrick's New Year's resolution was to learn to play an instrument.
They say it was their New Year's resolution to take a music class, but you'd think it'd be harder for them to get into an esteemed music school if they just decided to go to it on a whim. Seems like they're
Yeah.
just letting in anyone to sell this ruse. Then, both the police, Squilliam and the headmistress, and a live news broadcast show up at the same time to arrest Squidward for impersonating Squilliam. If the extremely coincidental fact that all of these people suddenly showed up at the same time isn't
That is
enough for you to
crazy.
believe that Squilliam set it all up, I've got something that's going to blow your mind.
Talk to me, Alex.
Squilliam literally has the police working for him.
Squidward, Cube.
He's a cop, bruh. Nah. So everything about Squilliam is a lie besides the fact that he has a bag. And he's using that bag to create this image that he has all this aura. And just tries to flex on Squidward and embarrass him every chance he gets. Nah, Squidward, get out of here. I mean, Squilliam, get out of here. You's a lame. He's a lame.
Tentacles, I'm placing you under arrest for impersonating a genius.
If that doesn't sound like he's been
Impersonating
paid
a
off, I don't know
genius.
what
Oh my
does.
God.
The lengths that
This whole city
Squilliam
is on
goes to
Squilliam's
humiliate
tentacles, bro.
Squidward are insane. He literally
Pop
builds
off.
statues and entire buildings just to make Squidward feel inferior.
The
but
fact that you
why?
went all this
Why
way.
would anyone go so far to embarrass an
saying.
old high
I know
school
this shit
band
costs a lot.
classmate? What happened between them? What could have caused this extreme level of dedication? Well, unfortunately, we never really get much information on their past. I've spent hours reading through the SpongeBob Wikipedia and looking at old episodes, and there really just isn't any clues that would explain their weird relationship. I guess we can't solve everything, but either way, that's my theory. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time.
Wait, what happened?
Wait
Why
a
did the intro cut off? Oh, the outro cut
Wait
off.
a second. Season 6, Episode 5, Slide Whistle Stooges. Just a normal episode where SpongeBob and Patrick annoy Squidward. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Except I have one question about this episode. Why does Squidward have Squilliam's robe? That is clearly not the purple robe he usually wears. That is Squilliam Fancyson III's robe. Why would Squidward have this? Unless they were more than just classmates. Could they have once been dating? No way. That's not possible. There's no evidence to support that,
What?
right?
Don't be intimidated, Squidward. Try to imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot!
No, it can't be.
I mean, what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
It's been right in front of us this whole time.
Yo.
Sources last saw Evil harassing teenagers up at Makeout Reef.
Make out rage. Good time. Good time.
Voted most likely to suck eggs in high school.
Holy shit!
So were they lovers? I don't know, bruh. Maybe their relationship didn't pan out. Squidward went up. Squilliam went up. I keep getting their names mixed up. They sound too annoying. But he still hates Squidward. I don't know what happened. But he goes out. He goes too far to embarrass his man. And Squidward is always like, bro. That last thing put me off. I don't think they were dating, bro. That was crazy. Squidward was sucking Squilliam's eggs in high school. That's crazy. In the back of the band class. No, that was a very in-depth video. You did your research. I respect it too. This was very interesting. This was actually pretty funny too. Wow, Squilliam. You're a fraud, bro. You don't have a band. You don't have a real statue. And you have the whole city on payroll. Just to make your ex feel bad. That's crazy. That is it for the Spongebob conspiracy, the Squilliam theory. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.